The Bloodline's new evolution, the arrival of Jeff Cobb. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a story that will shake the foundations of WWE to its core. The Bloodline, arguably the most dominant faction in recent memory, has struck again. But this time, they didn't just leave the WWE Universe stunned. They left the entire locker room terrified. What happened at WWE Backlash wasn't just another title defense or a typical post-match beatdown. This wasn't just business as usual, it was an evolution. A seismic shift in the balance of power. A calculated move by Roman Reigns that will change the landscape of WWE forever. The Bloodline isn't just back, they're bigger, meaner, and more dangerous than ever before. And the man who stands at the very center of this terrifying new chapter. None other than Jeff Cobb. But let's rewind a bit and look at how we got here, how the Bloodline, the most talked about faction in WWE, went from dominance to absolute terror. For weeks, fans and superstars alike were wondering, what was Roman Reigns planning next? With Solo Sikoa stepping up with his own cold, ruthless leadership style, and Jacob Fatu capturing the United States Championship, it seemed as though the pieces were in place. But something was missing. Something big. Something dangerous. Something that could deliver destruction with every step. That something. Jeff Cobb. The lead up to Backlash, the calm before the storm. For weeks, the WWE Universe has been on edge. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, has been somewhat of a ghost in recent weeks, taking a step back from his usual week-to-week dominance. There was speculation that he was biding his time, waiting for the right moment to strike. The question that lingered in everyone's mind was, who would take over the reins of the Bloodline in his absence? We've seen Solo Sikoa rise to prominence as an enforcer of the Bloodline. His cold demeanor and unyielding brutality have made him a force to be reckoned with. Then, there's Jacob Fatu, a powerhouse who stepped up in the absence of Reigns, capturing the United States Championship. Both men have made waves in WWE, but there was still something missing, a crucial element. The enforcer role. Roman Reigns has always been the leader, the mastermind behind the Bloodline, but the enforcer is the one who delivers the message. The one who doesn't just show up to intimidate, you send the enforcer to destroy. And that's where Jeff Cobb comes in. As the days led up to WWE Backlash, backstage whispers grew louder. Some wondered if Roman would introduce a new member to the Bloodline, one who could fill the void left by his absence. Rumors started to swirl, and speculation turned to reality when the arena lights dimmed during Jacob Fatu's United States Championship match. The Backlash match, a desperate situation. Let's talk about Backlash for a moment. The event was already shaping up to be electric. The card was stacked with matchups that had fans on the edge of their seats. The atmosphere was intense, the energy palpable. In the middle of all the chaos, one match stood out, Jacob Fatu defending his United States Championship. Fatu, one of the most brutal and unforgiving competitors in the game, had already proven his worth, but this night, it was clear, the odds were stacked against him. His challengers were relentless. Every move he made was countered. Every strike he delivered was met with double the force. Fatu fought valiantly, but the momentum was shifting, and the title was slipping from his fingers. The WWE Universe could feel it. The commentators hinted at it. The energy was palpable, something was about to change. And that's when it happened. The lights in the arena dimmed. The crowd's roar diminished, and an eerie calm settled in. The screens went black. The arena was dark. And then, the familiar symbol appeared on the screen. That unmistakable Bloodline symbol. Suddenly, Roman Reigns' entrance music hit, and the crowd went absolutely wild. But it wasn't just any entrance. The tribal chief walked out with that same cold, calculating presence that we've come to expect. There were no words, no wasted movements, just pure purpose. Behind him, Solo Sikoa walked in with a look of utter determination. His expression was unreadable, but the clenched fists and ready stance showed that he was prepared to spill blood if necessary. But this wasn't just any typical moment for the Bloodline. This was bigger. As they made their way to the ring, the sense of dread only grew. But it wasn't just the sheer presence of Roman and Solo that had everyone on edge. Something was different. There was a new player in town. The arrival of Jeff Cobb, the Enforcer. As Roman and Solo stood in the ring, the crowd was left wondering, what was next? What was Roman's grand plan? That's when it happened. Out of nowhere, a massive figure appeared, none other than Jeff Cobb. The Enforcer who had been missing all this time had finally arrived. Cobb's presence was undeniable. He walked with an air of dominance, his eyes locked on the ring with a singular purpose. The Bloodline had now expanded. It wasn't just Roman Reigns at the helm anymore. It wasn't just Solo Sikoa doing the dirty work. With Cobb in their ranks, the Bloodline was about to become an unstoppable force. And that's when the real chaos started. The destruction begins. Cobb takes charge. With Cobb now officially part of the Bloodline, everything changed. Jacob Fatu, who had been fighting so hard to keep his United States Championship, found himself completely overwhelmed. Fatu was a powerhouse, but he wasn't prepared for the full force of the Bloodline. Solo Sikoa immediately went to work, attacking Fatu's challengers. His strikes were brutal, sending shockwaves through the arena. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns kept his eyes locked on Fatu, as if waiting for the right moment to strike. But it was Jeff Cobb who truly made his presence felt. With a terrifying display of strength and aggression, Cobb entered the fray. Every move he made was designed to obliterate. He wasn't just trying to win a match, he was sending a message. The Bloodline wasn't here to play games anymore. They were here to dominate. Cobb delivered a brutal tour of the islands to one of Fatu's challengers, leaving the entire audience in disbelief. The sheer force of his attacks shook the ring. Fatu could barely recover from the chaos. With Cobb at his side, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa quickly dispatched Fatu's remaining challengers, and that was the moment the match changed forever. Roman Reigns' master plan, a new era begins. With Fatu's challengers out of the picture, Roman Reigns finally made his move. With a sinister grin on his face, he hoisted Fatu up, delivering a Samoan drop that shook the ring. The crowd gasped as Reigns pinned Fatu, securing the victory for the Bloodline. But this wasn't just about the victory. This wasn't just about another championship defense. This was a declaration of war. Roman Reigns didn't just defend his title. He didn't just stand victorious with the Bloodline by his side. What he did at Backlash was something far more significant. He introduced the world to a terrifying new version of the Bloodline, one that had Jeff Cobb at its heart. The Enforcer was here, and now, nothing would stop them. What's next for the Bloodline? As the dust settled and the WWE Universe tried to process what had just transpired, one thing became clear: the Bloodline had just entered a new era. The power dynamics in WWE had shifted, and with Jeff Cobb joining the faction, they were more dangerous than ever. The locker room is now on edge. With Cobb's strength, Reigns' leadership, and Solo Sikoa's cold brutality, the Bloodline is poised to take over WWE in ways we've never seen before. What does this mean for the rest of the roster? Who will step up to challenge them? And how will the other factions in WWE respond to this seismic shift? One thing is for sure, the Bloodline is not just back, they're bigger, meaner, and more dangerous than ever before. And with Jeff Cobb now in the fold, the WWE Universe is in for a wild ride. Stay tuned, because the Bloodline's evolution has only just begun. Thanks for tuning in to Wrestling News CC. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment of this intense new chapter in WWE history. What are your thoughts on the Bloodline's new power shift? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep your eyes on the ring, because the Bloodline has just begun its reign of terror. If you thought tonight's story was wild, trust me, What happens next will blow your mind. So don't stop now. Click on the video right here on your screen to continue the chaos, the drama, and the inside scoop only we deliver. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and join the Wrestling News CC family, where the real stories of WWE come to life. See you in the next one.